what was it like, I guess for Justin, this question is more for Justin and Wes, but what was it like recording with producers in LA, and how did it change the perception of your music and music as a whole?
Well, we went twice. The first time it was the whole band. I think everybody was kind of just, we realized that we kind of had to step it up. We were going to push, as far as musically, we were pushed to, I guess, to be our best. And it was fun because we got to, really record music that we were really happy with. But also we got to, talk to somebody who was part of the industry, somebody who had dealt with labels before, that had recorded for a lot of really successful bands. But the second time we went, it was just Wes and I. It was more of a songwriting session, and that was probably for me, just throughout our entire experience with Atlantic and our development deal. I think that was probably the most, drew the most from that trip, just because Mike Bradford is a guy that's been around. He's got platinum records on the wall. He did the live musician thing with Kid Rock for a while, and he just had a lot to say. He was just a really great guy. And, the songs were fun, and we got some good writing, but also just talking to these people who've been there and know people and know what they're talking about, and becoming friends with them and having them as people that you talk to on a regular basis now is that. I think that was just, it helps because everybody needs a mentor. So that the best things we got out of going to LA for the two different sessions was the relationships we gained through it.
Cool. To go back to the music, I guess I would think our readers would be interested in knowing, like, explain to me your writing process. When you're writing songs, how does that work? Like, how do you guys do that?
We had a long writing session yesterday.
Yeah, it's actually, there's no real formula. It's kind of, it happens different every time, almost every time. A lot of times I'll write a song and then bring it to the band and we'll make it a song instead of just a skeleton. But sometimes we'll just be playing, and just sitting around and something will come out. And and I can't say that either way that it works better, because I think we've got some good songs out of both different styles of writing. But it's just kind of I don't know. It just kind of comes in a lot of different ways. And I guess we're blessed because of that, because we're blessed with the ability to do that and continue to write under different circumstances and stuff. Because when I was at school this past semester, I was able to write a lot, and we're getting hearing these guys really take the songs and listen to them a few times and really understand what was going on in the song and translate it to a full band composition.
Yeah, and it starts with an idea or a riff or one melody, and then we bring it to the band, and all five of us add our little part.
And sometimes it'd be completely different. Yesterday,
yeah.
We rearranged that song
yesterday. Sometimes we can have a song almost done in an hour. Yesterday it took about 4 to get the song kind of started right.
Yeah.
But one thing that has been a big change is having Harrison in the band, because now there's a lot more focus on rhythms and different things with drums, which has been really great, a lot of fun too. And so we've enjoyed that, and it's kind of influenced our writing a lot, just having Harrison in the band.
Yeah, which I was going to ask Harrison, how has the adjustment been for you? Because I know you played in several bands before this.
Yeah,
what do you think about it?
It's doing pretty good, because this is really basically the first legit I have really been with that's actually trying to go somewhere with it. It's been a lot of fun, especially riding and stuff. I think we're doing pretty good with that.
It's for sure.
But Harrison's he's really good at drums, so he adds the extra influence that we don't have, that we haven't had before. So it's pretty.
It's been really fun to ride.
And I think a lot of the people, our listeners and people, even new listeners that will hear old stuff, you're going to hear a really solid difference between our older music and our new music. It's still Sequoyah Prep School, and it's still kind of the same influences, but it's just translated different.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you guys. How I know you guys have been writing new stuff, and I was going to ask you how it compared with the older stuff, and how do you think the fans will react to the new music?
I think it's a lot more technical in a way, a lot more musical, but still kind of has that Sequoyah.
The movements and things are a little bit different. Also, a lot of it's been more piano based, and there's still the classic Sequoyah acoustic guitar songs and stuff, but it's just it's still us, but it's just different.
Well, like-
It's different blend, and hopefully the fans will like it. I definitely think it's a step in a more
Mature.
enjoyable direction for us.
Yeah, I think we're just getting older, so we're writing more mature things, and I think the fans are getting older too, so they're enjoying more mature music. So it's pretty cool. I think it's really good. I think they're gonna like it a lot.
Well, I know you guys all get along perfectly well here, but I was explain to me what it's like being on the road. You know, how's the emotional roller coaster of being on the road?
Well, it's funny that you're asking us that.
Yeah.
You do know.
I know how it is. I have to ask.
But and you probably agree with everything you have to say about it. But being on the road is great. Sometimes you get in fights, as we know, and you know, and sometimes people, just get annoyed with each other because they're in a vehicle together.
But you're kind of like brothers.
Yeah,
like you
it's
get
kinda
these
like a
big
brotherhood kind of
fights,
stuff.
and then it doesn't really matter in like an hour. It's your band, man.
And everybody in here, we've known each other long enough, and we have a. I mean, even though Harrison's been in the band just a short period of time, he's got a really amiable personality, and everybody just meshes well. Everybody's pretty much, for the most part, laid back and enjoys each other's company. So we actually have a lot less fighting than we used to.
Yeah.
I think we've all kind of grown up a little bit, gotten used to each other, and know what to expect from each other.
Yeah, I think we like somebody like seems like they're in a bad mood or they're having a bad day or something. It's like easy to stay away from like when you're on the road and stuff. Well, it's not easy, but like you try to because you learn the signs of like fighting.
Yeah.
But it's not like
Also, when you know each other in and out, it's kind of easy to know what buttons to push to if you do want to get somebody going.
yeah.
What about, I know you guys apparently get along now, but how is it working with another band like Magnolia Sons, for instance, when you're on tour with them? How is it working with other band members besides yourselves? And how do you get along with those bands, and how does that work?
It varies with different bands,
Yeah.
I think. There's a few bands that we're really close with, and it's almost like just adding more members to our band on the road.
Yeah.
And then there's others that, there's bands you don't even talk to the whole tour of. You just kind of do your thing, do their thing, and there's bands that you just can't stand.
Yeah.
But usually by the end of the tour, you get to know people, and everybody's kind of friendly and all that. So I mean,
You kind of like, even though like some bands are like annoying and like you don't really want to be around them, you kind of like you kind of like doing the same thing and you're like together for like 30, 40 days or something. You kind of like almost like respect like what, because we're all doing the same thing and like we're all living through the road
Yeah.
making
atmosphere.
sacrifices.
So, but